You're watching Sun TV, broadcasting to the world from studios in Providenciales, in the beautiful binational Turks and Caicos Islands. Sun TV, your source for real news as it happens.
I'm Tadleen Dafflin, and thanks for watching this edition of Sun TV News. Here are today's headlines. Police sometimes have one vehicle to patrol the whole of Provo, while SIPT has at least 5 brand new SUVs for less than a dozen UK officers. We also have a report that deadly assault weapons such as AK-47s are a serious concern for the police force. Lawmen say more residents of the TCI are applying for gun licenses. We also have some news about a black market for stolen goods, such as electronic and jewelry, is causing a headache for law enforcement authorities. And residents of the TCI are reluctant to cooperate with the police in solving crime. And now to our news. The Royal Turks and Caicos Islands Police Force is facing a serious crisis because it does not have enough vehicles to respond to crime calls and carry out protocols. The situation is so serious that at times there is only one vehicle to patrol the entire island of Providenciales. By shocking comparison, the SIPT, which is led by Special Prosecutor Helen Garlick, has at least 4 brand new SUVs for their small staff of UK officers. These are 3 of the brand new Jeeps that are bought for the SIPT, and there are less than a dozen officers. Sometimes the local police force has just one Jeep to patrol the whole of Provo. Police Commissioner Colin Farquhar and the top brass of the police force have been crying out for help. At a time when crime is on the increase in the Turks and Caicos Islands, the top cop and his divisional commanders say vehicles are badly needed. Although new vehicles will soon be arriving, they will not be enough.
The RTC-IPF's ability to respond to calls is still affected by our lack of vehicles. The new patrol vehicles, 18 Ford Explorers and 1 Ford Econoline van, should arrive at the end of this month. These vehicles will have radios, decals, lights and sirens and will be ready for immediate use. A training program will be provided for all authorized drivers, and this will certainly improve our dire situation. But many of these vehicles will only replace others that will be decommissioned. More vehicles will be needed over the next few years.
One of our main challenges that we faced for the last 2 years, and especially here for the last year, was one of a resource, and that is in terms of our vehicle situation. Since 2013, most persons might not be aware from the community, we have had a serious challenge with our vehicles. Our vehicle help us to assist with our patrol strategies that are designed, our patrol and road strategy that is designed merely to have our officers in the right places and doing the right things and to be more proactive. And since we've had that challenge, it has really hampered our strategies. And I can give you a typical example is that for this year, we were working with one vehicle to patrol the entire Providenciales. Outside of that, on several occasions, we had no vehicles to work with. So the general public needs to be aware and needs to understand our constraints which we work under here at the division. Providenciales is, I say, is the tourism island for the Turks and Caicos Islands, and we can understand that from the problem outlined there with our vehicles, we have problems in patrolling our tourism areas. We have problems in getting our response times to incidents. We have a response time that we have to meet all incidents within 20 minutes that we're required to do, and that has really had a real hampered us in terms of moving forward with our initiatives.
Vehicle, sometimes we have shared one vehicle for 14 persons. It's very difficult because we have to toe the line to get the vehicle to go and do investigation. It's a serious problem. But I guess by the end of this month, that should be rectified with the 18 new vehicles that come to the force.
There has been an increase in crime in the Turks and Caicos Islands. This was revealed by Commissioner of Police Colin Farquhar, who was speaking at a press conference to update the country on the crime statistics for the period January to December 2013. The commissioner noted that crime against tourists was also on the rise.
The RTC-IPF has seen an increase in the overall crime. There were 2,857 crimes reported in 2011. And then there was a reduction in 2012 to 2,692 crimes. But this has increased over the last year to 3,337 in 2013. Further, there was a noticeable increase in crimes against tourists. There were 111 crimes in 2013 compared to 23 in 2012 and 69 in 2011. These crimes consisted mainly of thefts and burglaries, with many of these being crimes of opportunity. That is to say, articles left in plain sight. November and December continue to be the busiest times of the year. And by category, burglaries and aggravated burglaries, there were 867 in 2013, 802 in 2012, compared to 895 in 2011. Robberies, there were 79 in 2013, which 77 of those were in Providenciales. There were 45 in 2012, in which 42 of those were in Providenciales. And then in 2011, there were 115, and 107 of those were in Providenciales. Firearm incidences, there were 125 in 2013, 120 of those were in Providenciales. There were 85 in 2012, 80 of which were in Providenciales. And then in 2011, there were 139, and there were 130 in Providenciales. So as you will see, in 2011, it was a very busy year. 2012 saw quite a reduction, and then in 2013, it's gone up a bit.
The commissioner also commented on the detection rate. Although a large majority of the crimes remain undetected, Farquhar said their ability to solve crime has increased.
The detection rate, or the solving rate, in 2013 was 28%, and in 2012 was 29%, and then in 2011 was 18%. This is a good indication that although crime has increased, our ability to solve crime has also increased, especially from 2011. An audit of our scenes of crime was recently conducted, and the scenes of crime expert stated that our ability to link fingerprints and other identifications to suspects were at Canadian and US standards. So our scenes of crime people are doing a very, very good job.
Superintendent Clifford Henry, the divisional commander for Grand Turk, said most of the challenges of fighting crime in Grand Turk stem from the fact that people are afraid to come forward to give information. He said the large number of cruise ship passengers who arrive at the Carnival Cruise Terminal on a daily basis is also very challenging to officers in the country's capital.
There are other areas that we are very challenging. In my division, we have the Carnival Port, cruise port, and we have a lot of tourists. Sometimes you have over 6,000 passengers there on the beach, and you have persons trying to ply their trade, sell stuff on the beach. And it's causing a lot of concern for my division. And with that, the stakeholders in my division, I would ask them to come forward to assist us. Like, you have planning department, the DCR department, DEMA as previously known, the DEMA department, and is planning, DCR, and immigration department to come forward and to assist us with it, because we, the police, could police these areas, but we have to get the assistance of the other entities. We cannot just do it alone. And tourists is our mainstay of the community, and it's everybody's business. It's just not only the police. So we are applying to the public to assist us in these areas.
With robberies continuing to increase across the Turks and Caicos Islands, Superintendent Darren Williams says he is concerned about the numbers of illegal deadly assault weapons that are on the streets.
We have seen and heard about the stats regards to robberies in Turks and Caicos. And if you were listening, probably you would have heard that most of these robberies are being done by the use of firearms. And we can assume, well, we would know that most of these firearms are illegal firearms on the street. That is a challenge for the Royal Turks and Caicos Islands Police Force. We have a lot of firearms, illegal firearms, on the streets. And when I'm talking about illegal firearms, I'm talking about assault weapons. For example, such as AK-47s and probably AR-15s also. These are weapons they are very deadly, and they can cause a lot of damages and injuries and death. So we are appealing to the public, if you have any information regarding anyone with illegal firearms, please let the police know. It is very important that we know. It is very important that we try our best to get these illegal firearms off the street. These robberies are being used in business places, homes, and most of them people can give descriptions of these weapons, so that's how we are able to know that we have this problem on the street.
Superintendent Williams also revealed that because of the increase in crime, more persons are applying for gun licenses.
Numerous of applications for firearms. So people are starting now, are being more concerned about their lives, and they are making a lot of applications for firearms.
Meantime, Kenny Grant, the divisional commander responsible for Providenciales, warned residents of the danger of receiving stolen goods, noting that they could face 14 years in jail.
Another challenging situation for us here in Providenciales is one, members of the community purchasing stolen items. Now that is a very big challenge for us. And we want to say to those members that are really, I should say, contributing to the crime by purchasing stolen items, to discontinue that. Because, you buy an item from someone that somebody have worked all their life for. Some people are struggling, and you would only encouraging thieves to go and attack these persons' home because there's a market for it. And if you don't buy it, there'll be no market. So what we're asking persons to do is desist from purchasing stolen items. And while I'm here, I want to just remind them that the penalty, if you're caught with any stolen items in your possession, is 14 years. Is it worth it going to prison for 14 years for a cell phone, for a television, which is only $250? So these are some of the situations that we're actually faced with here in the division. And again, I would want to encourage members of the community to desist from doing so.
Personally, buying stolen goods is a serious problem because there's a market for it in Turks and Caicos. Someone would go to a house, they break the house or a store, they get the items, they get the queue on the bite, easy selling. No problem. That is wrong. Because the penalty for handling stolen goods is 14 years. If you're caught for burglary, might be 7 or 5. Lesser offense, lesser sentence. But the handling is the main problem that we face in Turks and Caicos.
Acting Deputy Commissioner of Police Wayne Jones gave a breakdown of the crimes and the other specific areas of concerns, such as the theft of flat-screen television and electronics. Jones said there is obviously a market for stolen goods.
When we look at the properties that were stolen, especially during these burglaries, where hundreds of flat-screen televisions were stolen from properties, right? A number of laptops, iPhones, jewelry, and other electronic equipments. And yet, we have not recovered the majority of these properties that were stolen. So it just shows clearly that there's a market out there for these properties, right? People are buying these properties, because let's say a flat screen television that was stolen valued about $500. The criminal might go to some party or business entity and sold that same property for about 100. And their person in return sells it at a profit. You see, so we believe that some of that property is still here on island, that people are buying, and also some of it perhaps maybe shipped off the island, but all of these information that comes into as it relates to, you know, where the properties will be found, we make sure we pursue these, you know, the information that we collect and execute warrants on premises. Some comes up positive, some do not, because people are aware of the fact now that when police comes to search their property, you know, they can look for equipment, so that they do not keep stolen properties in the majority of these premises that has been searched. So this is quite a challenge for us.
The Deputy Commissioner also called for greater cooperation from the public.
The police are the public, and the public are the police. Right? We must work hand in hand if we need to reduce crime. Yes. And I hope and I pray and I know that all of us here will do our best this year with the increase in these vehicles, and perhaps if we get some increase in personnel later, because sometimes the demand on us is so great that we have to draw personnel from other divisions to assist in our operational ventures here in Providenciales. Right? So as I said, and I will say again, the public are the police, and the police are the public. We have to work hand in hand in order to get crimes and other community ills down to a minimum. Thank you.
Head of the CID, Superintendent Ira Baptiste, said the people not willing to come forward as witnesses is a serious problem.
Another problem we face in CID is reluctant witnesses. You will get a report of a robbery or burglary. You respond to the scene. Somebody calls you and says, "Officer, come here. I see what happened, but I'm not going to court." It's a problem for us, because without their statement, we can't get the person charged and convicted, and that is what we're aiming for. So it's a serious problem for us. Every time we go to scenes, they will call you aside, tell you to see what happened, but they don't want to come forward and give a statement.
Baptiste also spoke about the serious drug problems, which is leading to the formation of a drug squad.
Drugs is also a major problem in Turks and Caicos. And with drugs come crime. Because people are stealing also to get cash to support their habits. So I think that in the near future, next few months or so, we'll be forming a drug squad to try and eradicate all the drug dealers in Turks and Caicos. We know where they are, we know where they are.
Well, that's our Sun TV News Brief for today. Join us again tomorrow when we bring you real news as it happens directly to your computer, mobile device, or smartphone. If you know anyone living overseas who would like to keep up with what is happening in the Turks and Caicos Islands, get them to email us at sun@suntci.com so we can add them to our mailing list to get Sun TV News. Thanks for watching. I'm Tadneen Dafflin.